we will call this meeting to order, establish a quorum. If everyone please go around the table, say your name, so we have attendance.
Deborah Byram.
Nancy Knighting.
Charles Carter.
Jennifer Hill.
Cheryl Yao.
Andrew Site, Town Attorney.
And Jennifer Campbell. Kim is not present. Is there a
You may be late.
late? Okay. All right. Can we, next is the approval of the agenda. Anyone have any
I've got a question before we approve it.
saying?
The format of this agenda is a little bit different from usual. You've got business and new business. What was the intent of having business at that point?
New business is always last, because it's, the opportunity for customers to bring something new up.
Right?
Business is the body of the meeting, the main body and purpose you're here for. I think we've been doing the reports after business, so I don't know that it's significant. Maybe the public comments are moved back instead of forward. If that's the only change I see.
Well,
Public
I'm
comments.
seeing business and new business. The items under business, except for public comments, is new business.
There are
And I would
items,
like to see those items put under new business and not where they are.
well, there were items brought to the town administrator's attention before the, a week before the meeting as business to be discussed. You know, if they're brought in time for the agenda, they're placed on the agenda.
Okay, now I've
I
read,
mean, that's, it's up to you all how you want to do that, but I think in the item brought to her attention a week before the meeting has been put on the agenda as business.
well, I've read both, comment policy revision and agenda policy revision. And the way they are stated, they will go into effect immediately, which will change the normal pattern of our meetings.
Well, they could be effective whatever you want them to be, this meeting or next meeting.
According to the
If you wanna
reading,
do them in new business, that to be treated as new items, I suppose, but like I said, they were brought in as requested items.
it says, this policy shall take effect immediately upon adoption. So if we adopt them prior to public comment and so forth, may affect those public comments, I don't know. But I still see both of those as new business.
I understand your perspective.
Mhm.
I think what it is, and I support what you're saying, but I think this is a format issue. This time they used business as a subject header for the type of content. And that is new to the formatting. But it is considered new business because it's new to council. But it is an agenda-based item that was presented in time for the agenda, whereas new business down below would be for new things that need to be added that missed the agenda, submission. So,
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna discuss new business as one of the items. New business is typically an open moment for any council member to bring up something new that they wish to bring to the attention of council.
Okay.
And correction to that, we have business on every single month's agenda. I can pull
In
them
that
and show you.
location? On
No,
the
it's
it's
agenda?
just-
just not stated.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay,
blind
okay, yeah.
category header.
It says business and then
Yeah.
everything's under it that we consider business,
Okay.
that we have
Yeah.
already listed that we know is gonna be business.
And public comment is considered business.
Well,
No,
that
that's
has
not
been
under
moved.
that.
It
So
is?
Charles, I would like to identify that, yes, public comments has been moved. It has traditionally, and according to the policy that you all created prior to our start, it has always been after the Board of Supervisors. So that is a change to the format, and until, in my opinion, until there is a policy change, that public comments needs to remain in the same location. Because I have tried to move it before and you all resisted that suggestion. So to keep it tradition until changes are made, I would like to see it removed and moved back to, following the Board of Supervisors for consistency.
And public comments is just an open floor for the public to bring something to your attention. It's not your business.
Okay,
so it shouldn't be under business.
okay,
And
so,
it's usually early in the meeting so that people don't have to sit around and wait on us while we're doing business.
so is there any other changes that you all like to see? Business is just a title change, but public comments, are you in agreement of moving it up to where it has traditionally been until changes are made?
So are you proposing to move public comments in front of
Yes,
business?
to return it where it was. Mhm.
Okay, if everyone's in agreement with that, you can just say so. Take a motion.
Okay, great.
I move we approve the agenda with that alteration.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, moving forward, the town council meeting minutes, I do have a few, I have two changes. Does anyone else would like to go first?
I do have a question.
Okay,
First comment I wanna make is that I'm impressed with Cheryl for how detailed this set of minutes is. My second is a question, if I can find it, on page 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, fourth paragraph on 3. There's a reference to your noting that the town possesses the authority to change its existing rules, stating that updating regulations to reflect current trends and community needs is essential for the town's advancement. Did you have any concept of existing rules that you wanted to change, or is this just a general statement?
so the minutes reflect what was stated in the previous meeting.
Okay.
So there's really no discussion. If you wanna have that later, we can add that in, but right now we're just approving the minutes of what happened in the meeting. That comment was made in reflection of the signage and that we have the ability to update policy instead of always, in general, it is a general remark that we have to update occurring, as time allows, just to let you know,
Okay,
okay?
no problem.
Okay. Anyone else have comments before I go? Okay, on page 2, 1, 2, 3, fourth paragraph, the second and last sentence are subjective and editorialized comments, and they need to be removed.
Now, would you quote the sentences you're talking about,
The second sentence,
Mr. Shaw?
and the final sentence of that paragraph. Both are editorialized and subjective. They need to be, as he stated, they should only reflect, what he said and not editorialized, so those need to be striked.
And what do you mean by editorialized?
Meaning they're more of an angle he did not say, I'm addressing the town council regarding the actions following the prior month's closed session. He did not say that. He did not mention closed session. He also did not mention anything of a closed session again following in that final. He did not specify any of that. That is added content from the writer.
So
If you
you're
go
assu-
back to the video,
So you're assuming that Cheryl, when she took the minutes, recorded the minutes, she made an assumption rather than reporting a fact, is that what you're
so you
saying?
can record what was stated, not a generalization. He was not aware and did not state those items.
So should I go back and quote what he said?
You can if you'd like, but then at the same time, you could do the same with Ms. Hoffman's comments if you wanted to go into quoting, so there's consistency.
Whatever the town council wants me to do.
If,
I mean, everything still stands if
yeah.
you just remove those two sentences. Those two things just were not spoken by him.
and I would think if his comments are appropriate for the minutes, then you may wanna go back and put them in there.
Whatever y'all tell me to do.
Well, the first,
There's
you said the
subjective.
second sentence?
The second and the final sentence of the paragraph are editorialized and subjective.
So you're saying the second sentence, Mr. Sharp addressed the town council?
Yes.
Regarding the action taken following the prior month's closed session, I mean,
I mean,
I think he did speak
I
to
think
the
he
action,
did.
which was a censor.
So
So we can clarify this by saying regarding the censor that was issued.
he didn't mention, he didn't know about the censor. He generalized it, but he did not specifically state that.
I'd go back and listen to the tape and just put
Well, I
exactly
did
what he
listen
said.
to it.
If you wanna refresh these, then you can defer on the minutes for this meeting.
Okay. And then the second to last paragraph did not happen. And if you watch or listen to recordings, the meeting did end with the comments after, Charles and Nancy made their remarks, and then we went into an adjournment. So that last paragraph was not spoken in the meeting. That also needs to be removed.
So you're saying that paragraph does not exist at all? That did not
That
occur?
did not happen during the meeting. You all may have spoken about it afterwards or in general, but it did not happen during the public meeting. And you can see that on the video if you'd like to go back and look at what the Piedmont Journal Recorder has posted from their recording.
If you're gonna defer the minutes, we can correct these two matters or
Okay.
have them reviewed more carefully.
Defer the minutes.
Well, one is suggesting that we edit the minutes by putting in information. The other one suggests we literally take out a paragraph on the basis that that did not exist.
Correct.
Is there any way, Cheryl, that you can go back to the minutes and determine if that's the case?
This was discussed when the meeting ended to me, their concern.
Okay,
If it was,
so there,
But it was
so
after the meeting.
that was after we had adjourned at that
Yes.
point. Okay, then I agree with,
It should be.
with, the mayor that that paragraph should be completely removed.
Thank you. All right, so then moving forward, then we'll have this deferred.
is there a motion for
Oh,
that?
do you have to, okay, motion to defer, please.
I so move.
Second,
I second.
all in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you. Motion carries. Approval of the financial statements. Is there any, questions or concerns?
I noticed on the financial statements for last month and this month that our expenses almost doubled our income. Is there any particular
July
item?
is our busiest, most expensive month because of all of our insurances and things for the year.
Yeah, I can see
This
that.
is the, if you give me the old,
I just took it out of your hand.
you said you didn't want one.
So that's not gonna be a sort of a pattern at this
That's
point.
I thought you were
replacing
handing
the
it
one
to
I
me.
gave you, I
You
gave you.
sure that's the replacement one?
July.
Just wanna make sure I have the right one.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's the.
Would you just give
July
me this one?
15th is the
Oh.
replacement.
Oh, this is the old one.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes,
This is trash.
yes, I will get them all.
Well, last month came in pretty close to even, and you don't anticipate that being a regular occurrence where one month is almost
I
double?
don't suspect that, no.
Okay, no problem, no problem.
And our legal fees has been higher than normal because of all the mitigating circumstances we have going on.
Okay, do you have the statement? I don't have that one for the legal for this month. Do you have Maynard's bill?
Then a couple items on page 2, man, it looks like they were struck out. Were they not included in the bill?
Yeah, that's this new software I'm using, when we write off time and don't charge you, it does a strike through now, so that you see how much time we worked but didn't charge you for it.
So 75, 150, 150, and 40 have been
Yeah,
removed.
some of that was, the planning consultant felt like she wanted to just donate her time for the illustrations for the zoning ordinance. And she told me she would donate her time, and I keep the items on the bill because you should see the time that it takes, you know. The zoning ordinance, I believe, is the bulk of the time on this bill, because we did get a lot done on it this past month or so.
Okay.
I like that new software, you know, you can see them.
Well, I'm getting used to it.
Breakdown.
I mean,
Right.
there's been a habit sometimes of not even including items where, as you see, it says at the end of the description, no charge. But I felt it's better if you see the work being put in.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you all would like to draw attention to before we make a motion to approve?
I move we approve the financial statement as presented.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, next we will hear from Miss Nancy Sharman for our update to the Madison Board of Supervisors. Thank you for coming.
Oh, you bet. I'm gonna stand up, help some think.
Absolutely. Make yourself
Um,
comfortable.
First of all, I just wanted to, let you know that I appreciate you all and I'm appreciative of everything that you do for our town. One of the biggest things that we have had with Board of Supervisors, with going back through last month, et cetera, was last Tuesday evening, we had a town hall meeting. And that was a great turnout and we gleaned much from that. I'm just going to let you know some of the things that were on the agenda, and if you have a question, let me know, okay? There was a budget overview, of course, with Brian and Jim Jewett and Jim Smith, and then the landfill, they had, you know that we have 200 and some acres right there behind the landfill that is acreage that we're trying to figure out something we can do within the county to do that. So there were some suggestions that were brought forward, and the main one being, I guess, would be the ATV recreational, what do you call it, park or
Park.
place or something. Anyway, but you know, so that may be something, but you know, there's always situations with that, you know, noise being one of them. But anyway, it did look like that was a good one, and the tourism enhancement, Tracy has done a wonderful job on that. They had the tourism, Tracy went over all the tourism and how important it is to keep the food and beverages moving in any of the Airbnbs. That generates a good amount of money for our county. And then they have a possum festival. Does anybody know about the Possum Festival? If you know Clarissa, you know about the Possum Festival, and it's just funny. And Jude has caught on to that, and that is going to be something that we grow. The Fab Lab was something that Molly Wilshire has, and she's gonna be working with Dr. Graham from the high school as far as having a place for those things. Those will be, I don't know if it's extracurricular or if it's just more, yeah, I'm wondering, Chuck, if you,
It's designed for adults that want to learn new trades or learn new hobbies or whatever. Can sign up and become a member of the Fab Lab very inexpensively and do all kind welding, metalworks,
Sewing.
woodwork,
Yeah.
3D printing, that type of thing.
Yeah.
And Molly had a successful one in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where she used to live, and it's just fantastic, and she, I think there's good reception, and Dr. Graham was really enthusiastic about it.
Mhm. Especially since we have a place, it sounded like there was a place for it,
Well,
for after school.
right, well, I mean, the
Times.
ag shop and different things like that are only used during the day, and you could have evening classes or weekend classes and expand people's knowledge, so.
Thank
Yeah, that will be interesting, and, the Mad VA Performing Arts, as you know, Jim Jewett has got a hold of that, and there's going to be a play, that is centered around the 250 revolution, and that will be September 12th and 13th.
No,
There's
just September 12th now.
it's just September 12th now, two
At-
showings.
At 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you get to be part of it. Which you're playing?
I'm not in this play,
Oh, you're not? I thought you were.
no,
Okay.
I'm in the next one.
Oh, so it's an ongoing thing. So it's fun, right?
That's a tourism thing to try to get people into the county to spend money.
Mm-hmm. And even for all of us, any money that we can spend in the county, you know that helps the county. The business district and RSA was talked about by Alan Nichols. Hoover Ridge Park was Brian Gordon. Anybody who hasn't been through Hoover Ridge Park recently needs to go because it is pretty amazing. I got a tour over there with Lindsay a couple weeks ago, and it's fascinating. Everything that's coming together, and it's just so close, but it's not all done yet. And so that's what we're pushing forward with, and we really do think that will be a good finance generator for our county once we can get that complete. Especially with sports tourism, etc. And then everyone has heard about this 1% sales tax that they're trying to bring through, right? We all know that that's gonna be one of the referendums that's gonna be on the ballot in November. But we say in November, early voting starts September 18th. So if you don't know about it, get educated on that and ask questions. Ask Graham Davidson, who's on the school board, because this is something that he is really working toward, because this 1% goes to the upgrades of the school buildings, school property, etc., only for that, not for anything else. Am I right? Okay. So,
Expected generation 1.3 to 1.6 million for 20 years, and then you can't do it after that. So.
right. So, I just wanted to, have that, Cheryl had a question earlier before we started about the town decorations. We have, with the 250 committee, we had decided on having these decorations through the end of the year. So if we need to refurbish decorations, whatever, keep your decorations up, keep them moving, put out new ones, whatever it is. We're doing this until the end of December. So we're having a red, white, and blue Christmas, and I've been looking on Pinterest. It's pretty exciting, I'm telling you. So I just wanted to say, within that, there were comments about the town. One woman had some comments about the town, because whenever we do seems like when we do our advertising, we don't use the shots of downtown Madison. We use downtown someplace else, because they're saying, okay, we have got to work on our town of Madison and make it attractive for the people coming through, not just because it energizes people. When it, whatever, and I know you guys are working on that, but I just wanted to let you know that was one of the comments. Okay? Does anybody have any questions?
Ma'am.
No?
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Nancy.
No.
Okay. Now we'll have, public comments, and before we have the public comments, I want to, remind our guest that we do have a limit. We ask to keep your remarks brief and not to exceed 3 minutes. If you don't mind, that is a standing policy that we've been kind of wishy-washy on over the years, very relaxed, but as things change in the town, we have to also follow policy. So I ask you just to keep it limited to 3 minutes. I don't know,
We have a timer now, let the person know where they're at.
oh, I was not aware of that.
I
Okay,
took
I was
over 3
going-
minutes.
That's fine. So I was gonna keep track and I was gonna give you a notice that you had 30 seconds when I raised my hand.
Yeah.
So, but if you have that, just trying to streamline it a little bit for you. And then also, just remind you that town council is not obligated to respond at the end of your 3 minutes. If any of our council members wish to ask questions specifically regarding your topic, they have the right to, and then we will discuss matters at a later time. Whether we do that in new business or not, I will ask at the end if they would like to place that on new business or handle that at a later time, okay? So, anyone with public comments at this time? Yes, ma'am. Please stand, say your name.
Cheryl Hoffman. I happened on August 11th to go print out an agenda because last month was my first time being here. And I happened to see this public comment policy. Is this in effect since it was posted on the agenda? Because what it's trying to do, in my opinion, is it's trying to silence any of us residents that have comments or concerns with what's going on in the town. So I know I'm not gonna get an answer right now, but I kinda wanna see this because it's making personal admonitions and ad hominem, which is spelled incorrectly, that these are to veer from that any remarks. Now, I don't know what that's pertaining to. I know when I was here, I had questions regarding policy and procedures regarding an ordinance back from 1931, 2014, that was being broken by one of the people that signed it. So I wasn't attacking anybody. The only dealing I had was with one person and never got any other direction. I was supposed to get a response within a week. However, August 2nd, I finally did get a prefab letter, and on it, stated again something that wasn't spoken about during the meeting. Because it was my first one, I thought when public comments were over that I had to leave the meeting. After watching the tape online, which I encourage anybody watching online, please start coming to these meetings. Because it seems like 5 people that are sitting on these boards, we aren't notified of your terms, when they expire, is there a public notice, how long do you serve? We need to have some questions. I know as a resident, I know nothing about your goings on in here. I've also heard that you're going to double the taxes this year. I'd like to know where the money's going for that. Who's got to pay for that? How are you assessing who's going to determine the costs of that? So that's something I'd like to know. Who actually determines who's paying for the taxes? And I'd also like to know, can I speak on the planning meeting that I attended, because I didn't speak on that, but
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
thank you.
Ms. Hoffman, thank you. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I was
Nope,
enthralled
that's-
with your
It's
remarks
expected.
that I failed to keep track of time myself.
Fine.
Okay. Just everyone, just take a minute and jot your notes down, please. Yeah, is there another public speaker? Any? No, okay. Okay, so at this time, public comments will be closed. I appreciate you coming forward and talking with us. Council, would you like to, address this or have discussion in, new business?
We don't typically discuss public comments at the time. That's been generally practice.
That's what we did last month, and we
We
typically,
did new business last month.
in new business, that's what I asked. So would you all like to discuss this in new business?
Decided at the time of new business is what I would recommend. It's not a decision to be made now. As parliamentarian, it should be decided at the moment of new business, when you call for new business.
Okay. Okay, and moving forward, the first point of business is the revisions to the comment policy. I would like to ask before this discussion starts, who suggested revisions and who requested that this resolution come forward?
It's in your pack,
Oh, it's in the packet.
yes.
I received a request from several council members to, provide, find the one we're on. That's the next one.
Those two.
I received comments from, several council members to see what we could do to address issues with the meetings, to make the meetings more effective and efficient. And, discussed, some matters that I've seen other localities handle, how they handle their minutes and public speaking
Okay.
and agendas.
May I ask
So-
why I was not included in that conversation, or why no one has come to me to discuss perhaps how to work better or to help manage this? And instead we have a document that has never been discussed collectively for us to guide and ask for this collectively.
That's why it's on the agenda this evening, for you all as a good body to discuss. It is a draft. And I'm happy to go through it as to why, what changes are involved.
Well, I will start, if you all don't mind, unless you all would like to go first.
Typically, they ask staff to give an explanation, I believe, but it's,
Okay, I'll let you go.
the first couple paragraphs, I don't believe are substantial changes. We put additional things asking people to focus their remarks on concerns relevant to the town's welfare and provide information that aids council in taking actions for the town. And then we did add the statement, remarks that veer into personal admonitions or ad hominem attacks, we can correct that, will not be permitted. This is a statement for the public to alert them beforehand that we don't wish to see that kind of approach. There were disparaging remarks made of council in the recent meeting. It's okay for people to have their opinions and express them anytime, anywhere, that they're free to. But we do have to have some I think there's an idea that we would have to maintain some decorum in the public meetings. And we're just alerting the public to the fact that, they shouldn't be doing ad hominem attacks, which are attacks on the person individually for themselves, as opposed to discussing the actual business or public policy that's being addressed in the meeting. We added the next paragraph because we have, I guess, somewhere along the way in the past had people come to meetings repeatedly and speak to the same point over and over. And it just seemed to make sense to say, if you have a topic you spoke to, coming to the very next meeting and rehashing the same information is not a good use of your time or anyone's time. But if you have new information on the same topic, or if you wish to talk about a separate topic, that's certainly fine. And it's just to prevent people from being repetitive meeting after meeting. That would be fourth paragraph there. And during public hearings, that is not changed, I don't believe, because that is specific to when you have a public hearing item on your agenda, such as a zoning application or some other matter. And then response to comment is probably the most substantial new policy. I've seen other localities handle it in that manner. It's usually very effective, because often people bring up an issue, they're concerned about trash on some location or something, traffic or whatever they're concerned about. It's very appropriate to, and we often do forward it to the town administrator to research, contact another agency, find out what, is going on, and come back with information to the council. So this just formalizes that process that you often do anyway. It also makes it clear that we're going to take public comments and review them, and, they can be brought back to the next council meeting for, if they would lead to some discussion or potential action that staff might recommend. Someone brings a good suggestion in, we can review it and bring it back to you, but, most of the time the comments are on things that the town administrator would address.
I'll make a comment in reference to this document. At our last meeting, this council got abused, and our staff got abused aggressively. And I do not want to see that happen again. And if this document here will curb that, so be it.
Anyone else have discussion?
I would, in the last paragraph's response to the comment, it says that, matters brought to the attention, will not be discussed during the meeting unless they are time sensitive. I would like that a little bit more free floating, in that sometimes a concern from a citizen could actually be addressed right away and it not go any further. And I think that the town council should have that option of whether or not we do need to or can address it quickly to alleviate maybe a potential issue down the road. So I would like that, maybe we worked instead of saying will not be discussed, but more like it could be, or another avenue that allows us to make that decision on our own.
Let me think 1 second.
Yeah, hold on. With the new rule.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry?
There's new rules, there's new state rules, she's pulling it out.
Oh, okay.
I think that what you're saying makes sense to me.
But if it's not
But
on the
it's-
agenda
yeah,
at the
it's
It
time
won't
of
be an
the
action item,
agenda.
no, it can't be an action item.
Right.
But I think she's saying if there was something, a question that they didn't understand, and someone could provide an answer at the meeting.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that makes sense,
That
so,
is one of the things I had as well, and the suggestion of language change for that would be where it says will not be discussed, would be may or may not be discussed. And that allows the public to understand that we may or may not discuss it, but they are aware of what our policy, of how we're flowing and how we will work on that.
I would suggest,
Instead of being hard, it's soft, we may or may not be discussed by council during the meeting. That's the simplest change in my opinion.
I'm reading it now.
State rules.
And I understand you're looking at the changes that went into effect July 1st, with what can be added or put onto new business. That basically summarizes that new business, if you have new business, you cannot make a final decision during that. That is probably the biggest portion of that law.
No, it's stating that if you do not have it on your agenda at the time the agenda is approved, unless it's a time-sensitive action, then you do not, act on it.
you can't
So
take
that's
a
requiring
final
everything in
action.
new business to be identified on the agenda?
No, what I'm gonna suggest is, you say, And this would tie in with the, agenda rules we're getting ready to discuss as well. So what I would suggest is instead and say will not be discussed, we'll say may be discussed by council during new business.
And I'm not talking about making a definite, decision. I'm talking about maybe clarifying or answering a simple question or concern that then goes no further. I mean, the citizen is got the information that they need.
Maybe
And-
nothing to discuss.
Exactly, and it may not be anything to discuss.
Here's what I was gonna suggest, as an alternative language. I would like to say matters brought to the attention of town council by members of the public during the public comment period. This will be the typical process, will be forwarded to the town administrator for further research, review, and consideration, period. The town administrator will report back to the town at the next town meeting. And then I would just move that sentence saying, matters raised may be discussed by council during new business. And we'll leave it at that.
I'm concerned that, I think that doing that entirely would be a disservice to the town council. Because I think we've had good conversation in some of the things that have been brought by the public, and allows you all to give some input and guide the administrator in what we're looking for or what direction the town needs to go. I think it would be easier for us to say, oh yes, we agree, Cheryl, could you please look into X, Y, and Z? And that's what we've been doing, but we need to minimize our time to help structure the meeting. I agree with that. But I think you all have offered valuable insight, and to wait and let Cheryl, go and look at all these things without hearing some of your own feedback minimizes, and then actually, minimizes your role, but also lengthens the process to find resolution to these things. Because what she would then return or present back, if she determined it was warranted, we might miss an opportunity for you all to have an input.
All right, I will propose a different wording.
Okay. And here's the thing.
Matters brought to the attention of town council by members of the public during the public comment period may be discussed by council at new business, during new business, at the meeting, under new business, during the meeting at which they are presented. Strike unless they are time sensitive and say, and will be forwarded. Because you'll probably discuss them at new business. If you can answer the question, then you answer it. If not, you'll probably give your comments like you're saying, and let the town administrator follow up.
Correct.
So to read that to everybody, so you,
I've got some other changes.
oh, okay.
Okay.
I'll wait.
So to minimize time here, one of the things that I did notice is that you used council's chairperson. That should be replaced with presiding officer, to keep in consistency with the Code of Virginia, that does reference that. And that's 15.2 -1423, and that any of that, it is run by the presiding officer, not a chairperson. So we just need to keep consistent language.
I think the code uses, I believe there are references to chair of the meeting and presiding officer interchangeably.
I would like to see it read presiding officer. That way, if the mayor is not present and the vice mayor, it covers it, but there's no one that's a chairman. That's not a title to any of our spots. So I would like to see consistency in that.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, and then, I do wanna comment that the,
I'll take good notes. Where,
and I respect the fact that
which reference were you referring to there?
the first
The chair in
paragraph,
the first paragraph,
at the end of that paragraph,
okay.
What's the word we're using?
presiding officer. And then the third paragraph, I hate to see us say that with a citizen cannot say something, even if it is attacking. I understand none of us want to be attacked, and I understand where you're coming from, but we cannot silence a citizen from their First Amendment right. They do have a right to say something. They could come in and cuss us, but
No.
it is,
That's not true.
No, they
But
cannot.
we-
That is
but-
not true.
No.
okay, well, it is up
There's no
to-
First Amendment right to cuss people out in a
That
public
is true.
meeting.
Well, it needs to be family friendly, absolutely, and that's what we all want. How do you hold that accountable with not being permitted? They're gonna speak for their 3 minutes, and then when you stop, please, I have to correct them. But do we put that in writing about what they can and cannot say? Because my understanding is that we can establish a time, a manner, and a place, but we cannot limit their First Right Amendments.
No, that is not exactly true.
Okay, I'm just asking for discussion.
My advice to you is that the purpose of this public meeting is for the town to conduct its business, for the town council to conduct business. That's the
Okay.
primary purpose of the meeting. And it's your meeting, and you can promote reasonable rules to maintain decorum and to promote efficient use of time and to, move through the meeting in an appropriate manner. During the public comment periods, people are free to speak on any topic they wish. That's always been the case. I think the language, perhaps personal admonition, is not the word you want, but I think it's reasonable given what we saw in a recent meeting. Their comments should be appropriate to the town's policies. Could be far ranging, but I don't think it should be attacks on individuals and that's just how I feel about it, but that is something you can control during your meeting. They, of course, have the public forum out on the street or sidewalk or anywhere else, which is a open public forum for them.
Well, I understand needing to update the document. I am in favor of that, of trying to clearly communicate with our speakers. I think that's great, and I know from watching the video, I look at where I need to improve. I'm thankful for the clock, wish I'd known about it. Actually want to go pick up a watch, and as I watched it, it's like, oh, I need to improve there. So I'm all in favor of the policy change, just cleaning it up. Still allowing our citizens to speak freely at their will.
I don't think we've said that they couldn't speak.
Right, and the other thing is I'm looking at, last month was the first time we've had 3 speakers. When I look at who all's attended, we've had 1, 2, no more than 4 speakers in the last 18 months. So last month was quite different. So it's not common for people to come and give comments, so or be in attendance. So I think that we should postpone a motion and just have this redrafted and a new copy submitted in next month's meeting. Is that agreeable to you all?
I think the changes discussed could be addressed right now, and
Well,
that's,
due to,
if you wish.
now.
Well, I mean, I've got them written down, I can review them.
One more item on the actual resolution. In the last one, this policy shall take effect immediately upon adoption by the council. I think we need to stay the next council meeting because we're in the midst of finalizing it
That's fine.
tonight, so.
That was my initial
Yes.
question.
Yes,
Yeah, and
so if
that's
you would
fine.
just change that to
That's a
the,
draft for you all to
Yeah.
decide where you want to do that.
you can just say the
Take effect, you want to just say the first of the month?
Well, it would be for
Or
the
the
next,
following.
the following
Council meeting.
council meeting. Yes, so it's the September meeting. You can't say, we
For the
can't put in
September regular,
this policy shall take effect
for the September
for the September,
regular meeting of town council.
what is that, the 13th? It's September 13th.
Yeah, I've got a question on the last one, response to comment. And we're talking about we may or may not respond in new business.
Yes.
Okay, who's gonna make that decision if it's gonna go into new business?
well, just like I asked I would be asking you all, but apparently I have to wait until new business to ask, would you all like to have conversation about any of the public comments made?
So we would be able to say that, we would like to
Okay.
respond
I like
to
it.
a public comment earlier in the,
So we don't need a motion from one of us saying we need to discuss this item.
no, at new business, we bring it up.
Okay, all right.
Okay, if there's no other comments, I'd like to go ahead and move forward to the next resolution.
No, are you gonna take
So,
action on this tonight?
if you
after
wanna
you
take
review the
action-
But I think
changes?
she was gonna go work on it, or
No.
I would rather just keep moving forward. Cause you all have always wanted to push forward to time, and I see that's an issue in this next policy. Even if this policy were to take effect in
You need to see it
October,
typed,
it's,
or do you wish me to review the changes? It's up to you.
I would like to see the revision.
Ask me if you have a question.
Okay.
So we're gonna be circling back to this once she finishes the revisions.
The chair's asking us to discuss the next item and then
Okay.
we'll circle back for the action on the motion.
Thank you. Alright, so the next on our agenda is a resolution for adopting a policy of town council agendas. I guess I'll let you start and present, but I would like to know where this came from as well.
The same discussions regarding being more effective and efficient with time and meetings, and I think there's a specific request to limit the time of meetings and allow the opportunity for council to extend the time if it's needed in a particular meeting. That's A. B is to explain the purpose of new business, which is different organizations handle it. New business under Robert's rules, and it's appropriately coming up at this point because of the state law change that we're also addressing in C. Under Robert's rules, new business is the one opportunity for any person on the council, or whatever the body is, to say, I would like to bring this to the attention of council. It can be something that's discussed quickly in that moment, or it's something that is just placed on a future agenda potentially. Or it could be something the council says, well, we understand, but we don't wanna deal with it all or take up. So new business is primarily to raise an order, an item of new business for future discussion. It's not necessarily a period of time where you, resolve it, because often a new business will require some more thought or discussion or research. You might want more information on a topic, but new business is for bringing up new business items. So this is describing it as a call by the chairperson, which we can change to presiding officer, if you wish.
Thank you.
And that's typically how it's done. They call and say, is there anyone has good business? And then they bring town-related business items to the council's attention. And because of the concept of trying to impose some discipline on time, this says if you need to discuss and address within 5 minutes, council can, or council may choose. If it cannot be discussed and addressed within 5 minutes, council can choose to place it on a future agenda. You might need to take a little more than 5 minutes, that's up to you all what the time is, but I think the idea is not to get bogged down on something new that you weren't even prepared to discuss necessarily coming in.
I think we've done a good job at doing that. The few times we've used new business, it has been presented, like when I presented the beautification documents, I distributed it, discussed it, asked y'all to look through it in the following and get back to us in the next month or so. So I think we've done that efficiently. As for the duration, letter A, as the presiding officer, I do find just even tonight, we're 4 minutes shy of our first hour, and we still have to go through all of the reports of planning commission, town administrator staff, or attorney. I know that early on, when we first started this, and, this new 4-year, when I came on term, it was requested multiple times to keep the meeting under 2 hours or to limit it to 2 hours, and then there was Ms. Byram called that, no, we should not be doing that, I recognize trying to move meetings forward. I do wish that you all would come to me and discuss some of these things, to ask Jennifer, is there a way you could help with this or that before creating formal policy that, quite frankly, is just gonna set all of us up for failure. There's no way that we could always get through a meeting within an hour, and to have to request additional time, I just, there's no need to do that. I would like to see A removed. As for new business, B and C, I understand where those are coming from with the suggested change of chairperson to presiding officer. Also, I just wanna ensure that, the way it reads, that, for B, that council members may bring any new legitimate town-related business to council's attention. Just wanna make sure that, that does not eliminate the mayor, because the mayor is part of the council, just.
That's right.
I just hate to see timeframes on there, and, I mean, if we did that, I would have to say, okay, everyone's gonna limit one comment per topic, and we're gonna zip through this to hit your 1 hour mark. And I don't know that even tonight, we've been able to limit one remark.
Well, I think this came out of, some of us who've been here a while. In the past, meetings have maybe run a little over an hour, but not much, often, up until the last 2 years.
We've actually gotten it down to an hour and a half. I've worked hard to try and cut it back. The only thing that seems to take time are the closed sessions. The meetings themselves are within an hour to an hour and a half.
Well, the way, A reads, if we get to the time clock that says an hour is up, we have the power as council to vote to extend it beyond that.
Mhm.
So if we get a little bell saying hour's up and we're not through, then we can proceed to go further.
Sure.
It doesn't eliminate that option.
But if we're not done, we're not done. Why do we need to ask permission for more time? We go through what's on the agenda. I need to do a better job of rushing us along. But if you want it in writing, I'm up for the challenge. That's how I read this. It's just another opportunity for you all to say, well, she can't keep it in time, and we've had to extend. It's just a documentation process. It's irrelevant to the way we run this meeting, and we're talking about it spending more time.
I mean, this was suggested by a council member in order to impose some discipline on council itself. It's in keeping with, I'm saying in keeping with history of the council over 10 years or more. Meetings have generally run an hour 15 maybe, not usually over an hour and a half.
Okay.
I think that's been a rarity.
Well, then I would like to welcome whoever would like to speak with me, to give me that opportunity to hear what you would like, so that I can improve, hear you out, and then allow me to do the job that I was elected to do of presiding over the meetings. I have tried, and if there's room for discussion, I am happy to hear it. But to have a policy, I think is not necessary. I think we should have had conversation before you all came up with a resolution.
The other alternative here is to, instead of 1 hour, make it an hour and a half or something like that as an outside. So you don't have to stop yourself in the meeting and,
If we're going to keep that duration of the meeting in, I think
if you keep it in,
it would be a little bit more reasonable for an hour and a half.
yes.
And then we have the option of extending it if we need be. An hour is cutting it close, because as of right now, she's right, we are at an hour and we're still
Mhm.
not done. We have to still do some more business, so, if we're gonna keep that in, I do agree an hour and a half would be the time limit.
Jennifer, your comment was accurate. The lengthy meetings we've had in the last 18 months have been primarily due to closed sessions,
Yes, sir.
okay?
If there is any issue about the construction of which I've been working in these meetings, I ask you to please talk to me, because not a one of you have ever called, stopped by, and spoken to me since I took office about how I conduct a meeting. No one has ever come to me.
Actually,
I take that back. You did.
yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am,
have.
you did. I take
have.
that back. I do take
Yes.
that back. Thank you for that. And I'm sorry, as I looked at you, you were right. So please work with me. I want to work with each of you. I have been trying to do that this whole time. Furthermore, stepping to this immediate resolution is increasing our legal fees when a conversation could be warranted. Let's keep that in mind too.
Well, as it stands right now, we've discussed, changing the chairperson to the presiding officer in, item B, and then in A, changing the limited time to 1.5 hours. I would suggest if we move forward in this, we also change this to be effective at the next
Yes.
council meeting.
I think that's appropriate.
So, to clarify so that we can move forward, I would like to see A removed. Deborah would like to see extended to 1.5 hours. Would you all like to keep A or make the change? So that we know how to move, or actually, do you need a resolution at all? I think that's the first
I
one.
think
Do
you're
you
ready
want a
for it.
resolution?
I think you're ready for a motion.
Well, I need to clarify what the changes are, cause that's.
The person making the motion will do that.
I make a motion, we keep this resolution with the change of from 1 hour to 1.5 hour duration, and that the chairperson be changed to presiding officer. The policy shall take effect next council meeting.
And I'll say next regular meeting.
I'm sorry, next
Yes.
regular.
Just
Alright, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Is she ready for the other one to bring back?
No, not yet. Next on the agenda, we have the, request for a proposal of snow and ice removal services. This would be an RFQ where it discusses the scope of work. I guess Cheryl, would this be you discussing this, or who would like to give an introduction to this, or any?
I don't guess there's really an introduction to do. We, Maynard and myself put the scope of the, work and things that y'all requested and things to our best of our knowledge in here. And there is one typo on the very front right here under mobilization, where it says on the second sentence, town may contact the contractor to request a no, it should be snow right there. And that's the only thing we've had that anybody wanted to change.
Is this, similar to the scope of work that we had, previously with our other vendor?
I will say that there's a couple of things distinct in this, and that it does, make it clear that, they're to automatically do it if it exceeds 2 inches of snowfall. That's been the practice, but I'm not sure it was in writing.
Previously?
That
Yeah,
would
we
be
really didn't have
without
a set
a
contract.
set
Okay.
amount of snowfall.
Okay.
And then the mobilizing within 12 hours, there's, the person who's been doing it in the past has been, I think, very good about being timely to help the town. But if this goes out for other people to bid, we wanna hold them to showing up
Yes.
within the set time frame.
Yes.
So this does formalize it a little more than what's been what the arrangement was in the past. But it's not significantly different. Again, some of the provisions on page 2, asking them to list the equipment and list the people that they have, is anticipating we might get new vendors bidding that we don't know. And we
Right.
just wanna make sure that they tell us, I have enough staff to show up and do this. And I have the proper equipment, like for the sidewalks, you can't use a regular truck on the sidewalk, you need a smaller piece of equipment.
Right, and do we have, a site, on the first page, it said, an event of heavy snow, load and haul snow away from the sidewalks to be disposed of at sites within the town designated by the town, do we have
There's
I'm
a?
only
working
been-
with Jonathan on that
Yeah.
now. I think we're gonna be able to put it on the county property.
Okay,
On a
So,
back lot.
yeah, I think we should be able to do that.
okay,
We've been playing phone tag and things on that, but I feel certain we'll be able to do that somewhere.
There was a large snow a couple years ago,
This
few
past
years.
year.
Oh, it wasn't last year,
Nice.
where
How
they
could
had
you
to move
forget?
some of it. I had to own theirs 1 or 2 years.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Carlisle took that to his property.
Oh,
Because we
okay.
didn't-
Yeah, out on 29 there. they
Because we
did.
didn't have another arrangement, but
Right.
we're gonna try to be more proactive and have something arranged.
Yeah,
And in the past,
We couldn't
our-
rely on that if it's someone other than him necessarily.
right, exactly,
And in the past, our agreement was this amount for this amount of inches of snow, this amount, this amount, this amount for so many inches of
Mhm.
snow. And then it's, extra for the chemicals. And then they bill by the hour for the guys who put the chemicals down and things.
Okay.
So this is making it a little bit more consistent and things for everything.
right. And in regards to the insurance, is that minimum, licensed, bonded type of situation, or,
Well, I think we want them to at least show us that they have general commercial liability,
right,
and that should say general commercial liability, I
Right.
believe. Insurance, this says not less than 2 million. I think if it's 1 million, I mean, that's a question of how much risk you all want to. You know, we're gonna rely on them as a first person insured.
mhm,
If they, you know, run their equipment into somebody's parked car or something.
yes, yes, okay,
They will be first in line, the town has its own insurance,
okay,
but we would like to be second in line, I think, not first.
right.
So do you wanna leave it 2 or you wanna put it at 1?
Yeah, I think 2 is fine,
It's
just,
pretty common now.
yeah, just, change that to commercial
I do.
liability, okay. Yeah, those are all my comments.
Now, how are you gonna get this document to the public? How are you gonna pursue trying to get someone to react to the proposal?
Well, we'll post it on our board here, we'll post it on our website. We will give it to the, contractor that we currently use now, we'll forward it to him. And we haven't talked about how we can get it to other contractors yet, but I know we'll discuss, who the county uses and things, who they used last year to open up their stuff, because they had plenty of equipment and people and things to do that, so I know we'll send those guys one.
That wasn't Weaver Works?
No,
And, I mean, we may be able to get a list from VDOT too of some contractors within the
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
no, they were
Is
working,
this-
this one was
And-
working at the same time Weaver Works was, so it was 2 groups. But they were doing just to get the county social services and sidewalks and things to their offices and things open.
Would you be willing, if you all are okay with it, putting it on our town Facebook website page, or Facebook page, so that it could be shared through social media? And that's a free opportunity to garner your attention.
Absolutely.
And then Cheryl, when you're done with that, on page 2, tell me when you're ready to have a small change.
Now, this is for our information, we don't need to make a motion to adopt this.
No, I think we just
No.
want your direction to proceed and issue it as an RFP.
Number 1, equipment,
Uh-huh.
you have an exclamation for the I, or maybe it's just the way mine printed, I don't know, it looks like it's an exclamation point.
Mine's not.
Is, okay, then it's just the print, that's what I wanted to, you see it? I didn't think, I mean, I would think spell check would catch it, but I was like,
Yeah, that's all,
Mine's not.
okay,
yeah, so it's gotta be the print,
Which is-
okay,
it's fine.
okay, it's just the copy, thank you.
So
I think
one
this
typo
is
was corrected
wonderful,
and the
good job,
one edit.
good coverage. And go ahead and just run spell check just to be careful.
And then, are we ready to go on and put it out?
Yes,
Consensus of
Yes.
council?
yes.
Okay, it'll probably be sometime next week.
May I ask one other thing? Maybe I'm, cause I'm reading a different contract from somewhere else. Do we have a time frame that they would be responsible? Is it
We
like
were gonna
November through April, or do we have that covered, so when if it snows in October, they still deal with it, or do we need to specify when the contract starts and when what they're bidding on?
I think we would do that when we finalize the contract, we would set, and I think
To
October
and
first
from
is it.
dates,
Yeah, I would establish
say
two,
October first, is
I think
that?
October first through the next September.
well, no, it can't go through the different budget. So it'd just be
That don't
for the
matter.
winter season, right?
Doesn't matter about the budget.
Okay.
I mean, we wouldn't necessarily need them after May.
So just do June 30th?
Sure, if we get a snow in May, we get frost.
Hardly any snow though.
I know.
We'll
Just
say
need
October
some.
first through June 30th.
Okay.
Try to get all the billing done by the end of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're gonna add a date for them to resubmit, you know, a deadline for them to submit.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, moving along. Planning commissioner liaison, it's usually Kim.
Wait a minute.
Oh, did I miss something?
Yep, Taste of the Mountains request.
Oh, I am so sorry. You're right, Taste the Mountains request. I think that's pretty standard. Let's see that.
Same as always, requesting the same thing, they handle all the sheriff's department and all the VDOT permits and all that. All we have to do is just approve the date for the use.
Okay,
They walk around and put all the flyers and things on the doors.
To notify businesses.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to have a motion, do we, or do
No.
we
No.
just have
Yes.
to say, go ahead and
Oh,
So-
No, yes, you have
I
to
do.
approve the
Okay.
street closure.
sure, I do have a
It's a
question.
formal request for a street
street
closure.
closure, okay.
That goes along with this. I understand that we have a, I guess a blanket permit for the food trucks, that Tracy handles for us. That helps generate revenue within the town. What is that blanket fee, or do we need to consider increasing it for next year?
It's $150.
For how many food trucks?
Whatever comes in the town, it's $150 for the vendors that come in, and then they pay their individual food taxes.
They still pay the tax on top of that.
Yes, that's just for her, to let them come in and do it under the county for, to be able to come in and have their vendors here.
Is
It's
that
under their
something that we
insurance
should
and everything.
consider requesting? The county's wonderful to us, but I also know that most food trucks pay a percentage or a lot fee. Do we want to increase that for next year? You know,
We just collect for the license,
mhm.
for the blanket license for the meals tax. And then the responsibility of the organizer of the event is to distribute the tax forms and have
We
the
already
vendors
do that.
return them to us. And so the vendors pay us the taxes, same
Yes,
as every
that's
other restaurant in town. And just as a matter of fairness, you know, they're all pay us the same. We don't charge the vendors anything else.
So when a food truck, so we do have a policy for food trucks that is minimal, but is there not an application fee that they apply for and pay? No? Okay.
It's the event organizer paying the license fee.
Right, but I'm just, okay, so
The $150 that the county pays is their umbrella to allow them to come in.
Okay, I understand that, but I'm asking if, let's just say, I don't know, if I may use just Cake Crumbs, if Cake Crumbs wants to have a food truck, and she's the organizer that's in alignment with the policy, is there a fee that she would pay the town to have that license for the temporary use of a food truck?
No, one, because
It's
she's
just the
already
meals
in the
tax.
town, and two, they don't do that.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask.
I mean, if she signs up with the organizer of the event, she wouldn't pay us anything as additional. If she came in with something individual of her own that she wanted to do, she would come and get her.
Right, that's what I'm
individual
asking. What is the cost of that permit?
permit. Well,
If a food vendor wanted to come in.
if it's on
Yes.
private property,
They
it's a
have to
zoning
do
permit.
it through the county, they don't just come to us.
Not for the,
She said not for
this
the
event.
event.
Oh, not for the event.
If it's on private property, they need a zoning permit, so it's a typical zoning
It would be
permit.
$60.
$60. So $60 per food truck is what any other organizer in this community outside of the event would cost. Now,
For an individual.
for an individual,
Is that been approved with a,
That
it's in
was-
the zoning ordinances to approve, or is it has
We
been
presently
approved?
allow food trucks for
Mhm.
temporary
Yes, okay.
events, that's been added to the zoning ordinance to promote people doing that if they
Mhm.
wish.
So
And they
that-
have to come in and get a zoning permit for the temporary event.
so where I'm going with this is at $60 per food truck. Now, if by chance there are 5 food vendors for the Taste of the Mountains, that would be $300 if they did it individually, but they're getting it for $150. When that was established, the $150, this has been a price, I'm sure, set with the county for a long term for Tracy to administer for $150. Do we need to consider increasing that rate in the future? Because we could possibly, if we followed the rest of our policies in zoning, it would be $300 for 5 trucks.
Well,
I don't think, I mean,
I think that
I'm
You're
just-
getting the meals tax from it,
we're
though.
getting the
Yeah.
meals tax, which we get the same. And the only reason for the blanket umbrella license, however you wanna put it, is to shift it's for the organizer to promote events in town and make it easier for them to organize the events. And they do handle, distributing paperwork for us. It's like all they actually do for us is distribute the tax forms to all the vendors and give us a list of the vendors back, so we know who was here. We're
I'm
not
just trying
charging a
to-
fee for the vendors.
No, I'm not trying to say charge a fee to the vendors. Increase the fee to the county who is doing this, because if they had to do it individually, the town would receive, if there were 5 trucks for the Taste of the Mountains Festival, if the town orchestrated it ourselves, we would have $300. We need to generate revenue.
If we were organizing, we wouldn't charge ourselves $150, so we'd have 0.
could we table
Okay,
this
yes.
as a budget item to
Yeah,
think about
I'm just
later for
trying-
next year and
because
just
we're
focus
getting-
back onto
Sure, it's
to
just
this?
we're getting asked
It's just like-
less than a month before the event, and so I wanted to help Tracy pre-plan, cause I know she takes, reservations and starts marketing this immediately. So that way she could, cover those expenses too if we needed to change them.
Well, if we wanna make changes to
So-
how
We're just
we
making a
handle
note to
umbrella
put it on my
licenses for
budget.
events, then we could discuss as a policy item. But we wouldn't wanna change it now with the September.
No, not
event.
now, that's why I said in the future. Okay,
That sounds like new business. You would bring it up as a topic for new business.
So our question is it going to wait till budget comes up?
Can
Let's
you
just-
ask- okay.
I wanna
Table
know where to
this.
put it at.
Can you ask Tracy when she starts soliciting to the food vendors,
Just
anyone
put it
taking
on the list to
reservations?
talk with Tracy.
Yeah, and then I just wanna look at, do we need to increase it? That's it.
I make a motion that we,
Accept.
approve the, request to, what is this? Close the street for the Taste of the Mountains Festival on Saturday, September 5th, as stated in the letter to the administrator.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Alright. So now we could circle back to the other item of closed business, the other business item, you have that?
Yes, I gave them to you. This is the first one. Are you just gonna read them the changes?
We should have a copy.
The changes are approved.
Okay,
Oh,
makes sense.
okay.
No, I mean,
You read the changes, and if they're okay, we'll go make a copy with everybody, for everybody.
the other one that hasn't been
Right
voted
here.
on yet. That's the one I wanted.
This one's right, you just looked at?
Yes. That's been voted on too. So that's ready for
Well, they
signature.
want a copy.
Well, I can give them a copy after it's signed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I got it.
So the question was, do you want us, I think, do people want to see this a second time in writing? Do you want us to make copies of this and circulate?
Does everybody want a copy now?
Please.
Yes, please.
I think that's
Thank you.
the easiest thing.
Is that one right?
This is the one this is one of this.
Right.
Wait, but you have a,
You've got to
you've
prove
got
that.
proof.
So
I'm
what
waiting
is
for,
that?
I'm waiting for her to,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this.
That was the question.
Sure.
Do we have the date and the next regular meeting?
Is that the date, that's the date of the next regular meeting?
Okay,
Would that
so-
be sensible?
In case, what, sure, that's fine. In case we've changed or delayed or had something come up, I didn't know if we wanted both,
Well, I
but
think
just keep
that
it
was-
at the next
That's one
regular.
reason why the date might help, in case you have to push the meeting back.
Yeah, I was thinking just eliminate the date and leave it at the next regular meeting from that date.
That date sounds correct. The next regular meeting's on the 10th.
So, do we just remove it and just take effect at the next regular meeting, because it would be the next regular meeting from
That's
this
fine.
date?
I think that's fine.
Jennifer? Jennifer?
Yeah, I heard.
So just let her redo that for your
Yeah, I was gonna
signature,
give it to somebody.
and I will finish this real quick.
Can you strike that next sign?
And the other one says the same as this one.
Okay.
That is- I have one edit here.
What is it?
She'd have to look that up, but I guess I could look it up.
Look up what?
I have to say,
He wants you to check that, or Jennifer wants you to check that spell check, and he said, fix that.
Use of the word I
Change that. This damn computer keeps changing it back to that. I knew I had it right. I even went to Google to make sure it was
I
right.
can give you the spelling, it's good.
What is it? Let me just write it down.
It's in EU 7
You're still working on that. Well, that's what they're doing right now. They're trying to figure out how to replace it. No, I know how to spell it. It's on here that keeps automatically changing it. I know, but I know how to spell it.
Alright,
No, it's just the vocabulary that can change.
alright,
So that would be in EU 7
Using Greek words.
alright.
I think that was the only change, and I did this. Maybe forwarded to them, I'm not sure. I think the grammatic is more correct.
Yes. Let me see. Maybe the word changed here.
So what you gave her is all you need changed?
Yes.
Yes.
I think everybody's gonna be happy with that.
Nancy, do y'all just wanna see the change that he made from the one he just printed? It's just in May, and if you guys are in agreement, we could approve it,
Mm.
right?
I mean, something like that, simple spelling.
Yeah, it's
we
just a
would-
spelling,
we would
and
take care of
then we're
that
gonna
anyway.
change that, so that way y'all can have it for your motion. And that way they don't have to print off new copies. You can just,
I think we're good on the copies, we'll just circulate what we have here.
yeah, cause then we can go ahead and move forward with the motion as amended.
Charles, would you like to see?
ready to ask for a motion.
Yeah, as soon as Charles understands it, and we're
Mhm.
good, I can ask for a motion.
Just one in there.
You know, they just sit here.
Mhm.
That's on that one, they just sit here.
This also, well, that's what I'm saying.
That's all right,
You're
that's all
getting there.
right. Is that, white, whatever you wanted?
Yes. Oh, that's. Yeah, I had to add it to the dictionary.
What about this?
All right, good.
Okay, can I get if you all are in agreement
So
with
this
these
may be
changes?
eight of
Would y'all
them?
like to go ahead and make a motion while they're still working, they'll just adapt it to what they're doing now,
The motion would be to approve
as amended.
the
Public comment policy.
the new public comment policy as amended.
I so move.
No, wait a minute, I gotta write who does it and stuff. Give me one
I'll
second
get that.
while they're printing. All right, what are we doing?
Charles made a motion to approve the policy as amended,
For which one?
Public comment.
public comment policy as amended.
I second.
Okay.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Kim is not here, so, who, Maynard or Cheryl,
I
who
can
would like
just-
to comment on the planning commission?
I can just state that, the last plan commission, we basically went over, new regulations for parking that were distributed. The planner had reworked that
Oh, yeah. I
fairly
can do
extensively and
that.
produced a table that is much clearer and easier to use for people, about the number of parking spaces required for any business.
All right, hold on one second.
And, we are close to distributing we should have the entire ordinance to the staff to format for distribution.
Oh, I
For the
think
planning
we should
commission to start
sign
reviewing.
them.
Because they'll have to go back through one time and make sure they have a final proofread and any additional questions or comments. And we'll be still working on definitions. One chapter of the ordinance. But we can see the end in sight after the hard work the last 2 months.
So end in sight being,
To the planning commission for them to,
Do what?
we have to scrutinize it one time to make sure everything sort of meshes with each other all.
So you're saying the draft will be to the next month? Is that what you're saying? You have a draft that you're working on to have ready for the?
We're gonna have a draft of staff, I'm not sure we'll distribute the whole draft in August or September. Probably by September.
How do I address this? Which one's the first two?
And
No, the ones I just.
I'm not
gave
sure
you.
how much we'll find to
Is it the same
reconcile.
paper?
Just need to kind of proofread and reconcile.
And you guys did that meeting within an hour's time.
Somewhere.
We kept our meeting short this last time, yes. We're also, the commission is also trying to be efficient.
All right, and what is the other one?
Public.
All right, so if you want to sign that, I made y'all's other copy before you signed it.
Yes. Who did that?
I wrote the story.
That's, it's the 10th is the meeting date, it's fine.
See, I wanna know about these towns, because the school district was saying they can't come to these meetings because it's during work hours. They're really representing this town.
And the first
And they
3,
need to dissolve the town, so I'm gonna do everything.
that's it.
So
No,
what was this?
I was trying,
What is
oh,
this?
wait.
oh, yeah, we did,
We did the comment policy,
comment
but I
policy.
got it, so then just write comment policy right there. And then there's that.
You don't do it.
I think I did it last month. I just think more people need to get involved in this. Because there's all kinds of
Just when they're supposed to have it all.
Hey, Cheryl, let me have that sheet, just what you have in your hand. This goes with this one.
No.
That's all, just wanna make sure it's.
To this?
Which one we need it for? agendas or the,
Okay.
We're
they
fine.
got the agenda, so it's this one.
You typically sign these documents at the end of the meeting.
Well, I know, but it's okay.
Okay,
We're all out of
All
whack,
done.
so Cheryl, you're up for the town administrator's report.
Send it to me.
Okay, so we got lots tonight. Well, sorry, Charlie. Alright, with the town, it'll go fast. With the town emails, we had tons. Lots and lots of people were not using them. So I did make an executive decision. We have 9 emails left. We have everybody on the town council, Jen and myself, Kim, Nancy, Deborah, and Jennifer. Charles has his own. And then we have the one for the town office. We have the one for DMV Select. And all the girls use it instead where they used to make us do one individually. Now they all use the one, they can do that now. And we made one planning commission at townofmadisonva.com. So anything they get, I have their other emails. If we get it, I'll forward it to them and let them know that something's coming in because they just never ever use it. Yeah, saved lots of money because it went up again. So that changed on that. Sophie completed her DMV training and is working on her own now. I worked with the county on the auto decals and we have a lot more that we build for those. We have a sympathy card for Willie for his father passing and Jane for her get well card. I'll leave on the table and anybody can fill them out after the meeting if they like. We ordered the weed killer or Mooney ordered the weed killer. He only bought one of the expensive and 2 of the lesser, so it was $255.97. And we have the check for that, to give them tomorrow. There is a photo submission that we're looking for people to find any kind of photos that you think would be nice for the website to make like a photo gallery. I know Nancy, gave us a few older ones that she has from the town and things. So if you can find any that you have for whatever reason, Kim, if you can submit them for us, please.
Can you add that to the Facebook page as well? Thank
Maybe
you.
on there.
Okay, thank you.
No, on the website, we haven't put it on Facebook yet.
I saw it.
Oh, did we? Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
I
We
saw
did
it
that
today.
today. We
Oh,
did
okay.
it today.
Yeah,
I'm
I saw
sorry,
it.
that's right.
Okay, thank you.
So next month, me and Jen happen to be on vacation the week of the town council meeting. It's the only week that my children could get off because one election is ending and the next one's starting. So it's the only possible week that I could go. And
It's
Jen,
a holiday week, so there isn't.
Yeah.
Monday, there's no.
so we're not open the
Closed.
one day, so I don't know what we wanted to do. But with that, we are also we have to update our GIS from the county. If I don't finish the ordinance update, then they're going to take the town out of the GIS from the county, because it's so many things that are old from way back when they got rezoned and different things and did not get updated. So, we have to work on that, and we're in a process of getting ready, we're working on the audit stuff to be able to, give to the auditors for 25, 26. So I don't know, if we don't have anything that's dire need for next month, do we want to consider maybe not having it where we can get those 2 projects done? The one that we have to do first has got to be the update for the zoning, because we don't want it to come off of the GIS,
When is your
When is
GIS update due? What's the deadline for that?
the GIS, probably 4 months ago. So, I just can't get to it with everything that's been going on and things, so,
I had an informal conversation with Jamie Wilkes about a couple matters, and that was mentioned briefly. He's good with us just sitting down with them and getting it done.
mhm,
So, I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that tough.
right.
Um,
Well, we've already gone in and measured all the ones, Alan and I went in and measured all the, parcels that are in the town and in the county, and we know how much of them need to be, that we're not getting anything for, that are in, the county's getting it 100% for, that we need to bill for. So while we're in there,
Mhm.
we need to fix the color of the map, we need to,
there's a number of things because.
yes, we just need to update it all.
Okay, if I may, it sounds like we need to decide, Cheryl has a lot to do. She's asking for either a postponement of skipping the September meeting to allow time for her, that she would be allocating to a council meeting for her to do these endeavors. Would you all like to have a September meeting, or would you like to postpone it? Your vacation is the same week as the regular scheduled meeting, so you're unavailable. Do you all wanna postpone it by a week? Or do you want to skip and reconvene in October?
Now, Jan, are you available that week?
I am
She's on
not.
vacation.
Neither one of
I'm
you
not.
can be available.
And it never happens like that, but she's
No.
gone away for a conference, so she won't be here.
Are there any action items that we
Nothing
typically
that I'm
handle,
aware of,
typically handle in September?
no.
Would you all like to have a special meeting the week before for anything? If you have something that comes up, can you communicate and we can just schedule a quick special meeting, deal with those specific items, and then we can plan accordingly. It's a 3-day notice that has to be given for a special meeting, and we'll just have a very simple agenda for what is needed.
I say just meet in October.
I agree.
Well, you have the power to call a special meeting anytime you wish.
Correct, based upon if she has something that comes up that needs to be dealt with. I don't know if it's a CD, I don't have that in front of me at the
No.
moment, but things like that nature, if something should come up, will you please communicate, and then we can do a quick special meeting before
Sure.
a deadline that needs to
Okay.
be met. And then
Okay.
are you all good with postponing till October?
Yes.
Okay,
Just basically canceling the September
Canceling
regular
this.
meeting.
sure, okay, so.
So we'll put up there for now that it's canceled,
Yes.
and give them plenty notice, and then if we have one, we'll do our normal notice like we're supposed to.
Okay, great. And
Write
this
that
will give
down.
you enough chance
Okay.
to finish the audit and the GIS issues by the end of September?
Yeah, I hope, yes, I know I will by September, yes.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing is the new paid leave policy. That is mandatory now. We used to get to skip out on a lot of stuff because we were less than 25 employees, but now it is mandatory. So, paid leave rolls out statewide on July 1st of 2027. Kim. It is effective for our town employees January 1st, 2029, because we have fewer than 25 employees. We must provide all full and all part-time employees with up to 40 hours of paid sick leave. Leave is earned 1 hour for every 30 hours worked, and accrual begins the first day of employment. Their supervisors can't keep, up with that. It would have to be me and Jen. Their individual supervisors can't do that. And paid family medical leave is rolling out along with it. And the paid family medical leave contributions by the employer and the employee begin on April 1st of 2028. the benefits open to claim starting December 1st of 2028. And there's lots other information that they've given us, but some of it conflicting things, so,
These are two separate things, this is
Okay.
one,
yes,
and then the other one is this.
yes.
Can you write a memo and email us what is needed and what we need to look at so we can, is there anything we need to make a decision on today?
No,
Or
no.
prepare for by October?
And we don't know it, I can't give you anything else because what I handed you is it until they get everything worked out and tell us for sure
Okay,
what we're gonna do.
They just gave us dates and.
Yeah, so what I just read off is the only thing that we really had, from that. So it's just to be thinking about it and all, to give us a heads up.
so this will be, when do we need to discuss this again?
It'll probably come up with the budget.
In
Yeah.
the budget
Yeah,
area?
It'll be
Okay.
next year.
Okay.
But
Alright.
as we
So
get
we
it,
can
we'll
learn
pass
more
it out.
between now and then. Okay, thank you.
And then, the next thing, we have a workshop that's coming up, and it says it's the Bully Free Workshop Place. And I thought, if anybody wants to take that, it's free through our office. Oh, you can give that to Ken, sorry. It's free, let me put that in my packet. It's free, I already have one. It's, free through our Versa if we sign up for it. And anybody wants to do it, we can, and if you don't have a computer or whatever, you can do it here in the office and things. Most of theirs are 30 minutes, but this one is an actual hour.
We're signed up.
The next thing on the, complaint list, we have, I did a mini version of it, but we have the citizen complaint log done and a citizen complaint form. I want you to look over it. That Jen created. To keep track of everything now. And then all the town forms that we finally got all done. Due to Microsoft discontinuing use of publisher effective starting October 1st of 2026, Jen's in the process of reformatting all the town documents into Word. Effective October, you can no longer have access to them, and they don't, help with it. Everything stops, so we won't be able to do anything with it. Everything, we won't be able to use them or do anything with it, so. We're going through our to-do list. In the wintertime, our, DMV people usually have a little time on their hands and can help us with some projects that we have going on. And I wanted to see, so the stuff that we have, I have some things that we're working on here as far as the audit, the GIS, the zoning map, and the zoning book being approved. But we have, I had for you, Jennifer, did you find out anything on the pay-in capabilities yet?
I looked at it and then there's a few things I needed to ask you about. I would like to talk to you about that because
Okay.
there's some options, but I need to know more about the website, the links, like the API patches.
Okay.
If it would work with the software that our website's utilizing, that's all.
Alright.
So that's an easy question, but I need to get you the information and ask
Okay.
Charles.
Alright, and then, I'm gonna just give you Charles's number and you can call
Perfect,
him.
then, well, I have it in.
Oh,
somewhere.
okay.
I'll
Just
reach out
call
to
him.
Okay,
And
Well,
then,
we're also switching to the new platform, because the other one went up in price.
Oh,
It
yeah.
won't handle the new website.
Yep.
okay.
So that'll switch.
alright, and then, I had you were gonna help and do a new Facebook page and a Instagram and Twitter. Are you still interested in doing them, or
I
do
would like to, but you all told me that I could not do those things because it would be a conflict if, I helped with the website or any of those.
Okay.
Now, I would love to, if you all would like for me to, I would be more than happy, cause marketing's my background. But, I was under the impression that you all didn't want me to handle any of that because it would be a conflict if something happened.
Okay,
Then it would
we
be the
can
mayor,
talk-
so you
we'll
all
talk about
discuss
that
that,
later,
but yes,
yeah.
I am still interested and like to see those things happen.
And what about the walk-in tour brochure? Any update on that?
No, you and I've never talked about it, that's been tabled with a lot of things that have happened.
Alright. The website, I know you said last month you had lots of ideas. Anything you need to give us to give?
I wasn't prepared to give you anything
Okay.
tonight.
Alright. And I know you said you were gonna work on some grants and things. Have you had any chance?
Well, last October, I presented things for stormwater that we needed to be working on, but due to the nature of the course of events in the last several months, nothing's been able to move forward. So, with all due respect, I'd like to get back to focusing on the objectives of the town, for sure.
Okay. That's all I got. Maynard?
I don't think I have anything particular, the zoning has been the focus of a lot of the work. The zoning ordinance update, which I talked about. I can't think of anything else.
Okay, next on the agenda is closed session. Is there, I'm sorry, before that, do you all have any questions for the administrator or the attorney?
No.
Okay. Next is closed session. Is there a need for one? Okay,
Not to my
Yes.
knowledge. Yes?
Yes. Okay.
Someone say yes?
I don't know the topic.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Then-
Well, I mean, it's up to you, but I was asked to prepare something for
Okay.
potential.
Then we should
You wanna
go
have
into
it?
do you all wish to have a closed session tonight? I know that time is an issue.
No, I think if
It's-
she's requested it, I think we should,
Yes.
but I don't know.
Okay, before we do that, is there a need of any new business after? Because if not, if there's any motions or anything that need to be handled, then new business will conclude. If there's nothing of that nature, then we can go ahead and let them know, so they don't have to wait while we go through closed session. Would there be any opportunity for new business that would include anything that you would like to present, discussion from the, public comments, or any decision that would need to be voted on in open meeting?
No for me.
Nancy? Okay, so then we're gonna step
We
into
anticipate-
closed
We're
session.
anticipating no news business, so we'll move to closed session.
Okay, so
You gonna read anything?
we
Well,
will,
no.
yeah, I just wanna let you know that we're not gonna have
Business
anything in
coming out
new
of the
business
session,
after
business.
the closed
Okay.
session. Okay, and who has the, I need someone to
I got it.
close
There
the,
may be business coming out of the closed session.
but we just said there was
Right.
none, so,
No new business that would be raised
Okay.
other than closed session matter.
Alright. Alright, we got to clear the room.
well,
Or-
we'll have to
Yeah,
wait.
read that first,
Vote to go
Nancy.
in first.
I make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711 A1 for discussion of matters related to assignment, appointment, promotion, performance, demotion, salaries, discipline, or resignation of public officers, appointees, or employees, in Section 2.23711 A8 for consultation with legal counsel retained by the town council regarding certain matters, legal matters requiring provision of legal advice by such counsel.
May I have a
I second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Closed session, begins. Thank you all for coming. There may be decisions after, it sounds like. They have nothing, but something may come up in new business for a decision, so if you'd like to stick around, you may, after the closed session.